just got into Estes Park and immediately saw a herd of like 20 elk.
God.
I knew that they were common around here, but I didn't know that they were just the first thing we'd see when we got into town.
It's
awesome.
so cool. We are always on the lookout for wildlife, and we almost never see it.
Yeah, I feel like we don't get this lucky ever.
No.
And the backdrop of the mountains behind it,
Oh.
woo-wee. I'm liking Colorado so far.
It'll do. It'll do.
Good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
And welcome back to beautiful Northern Colorado.
How about that view, y'all?
You messed up my awesome shot.
I'm sorry, it's just so pretty. My mind couldn't handle it.
If y'all have been following along, you know that we recently took out an $850,000 Earth Roamer RV. This rig is intense, y'all, and if you'd like to see things up close and learn all about it, you can check out our previous video, which is linked on the screen right now. We show you what it's like to live in it. We take it all through the mountains. We stayed in an epic off-grid location. Basically, we had a blast.
We still have a few more days left with this old gal, so the plan is to have as much fun as we can up here in Northern Colorado. You've already seen that the nature and landscape in this area is just mind-blowing, but there are also some interesting and quirky dishes to try.
Yeah, and there's actually one in particular that has been on my bucket list for a long time.
And there are also just so many charming small towns.
Yeah, and yesterday evening we arrived to one of those small towns, Estes Park. The town itself is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely in the running for one of the most beautiful towns in Colorado. It sits right at the base of the Rocky Mountain National Park. The houses are all just nestled into the hills and the rocks. It's magical.
All right, now get on back up there, y'all. See ya.
You guys might have saw we were passing all these bikers on that road. And I told you the Earth Roamer was a head turner. They all stopped to check it out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I was just kidding. We didn't rent it. We actually own this thing. Yeah, we're filthy rich. No. They know we rented it. I keep wanting to tell people that we own it, but I feel too bad.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, congrats.
See ya. Have a good day. Well, that was pretty random, but those guys were super nice. We were just sitting chatting with them for like 30 minutes.
Man, they say they do this ride once a month, every month. The lady there has done this Devil's Gulch ride over 200 times.
Yeah, that's nuts.
We were saying we have e-bikes.
Yeah.
That's how we bike. This is so cool. It's starting to snow out. Like,
Yeah, there's a storm off in the mountains that we were actually just stopped getting a time lapse of it, but you can see it just slowly coming in.
the views are magical. Colorado, you are showing off today.
To start things off, we just took a drive through this epic winding mountain pass called the Devil's Gulch Road to get cinnamon rolls. That's what's at the bottom of the Devil's Gulch. It's not a fiery pit, it's homemade cinnamon rolls.
This might be the most beautiful sight these weary eyes have ever seen. Why am I doing a British accent?
No.
No. Look at this cinnamon roll, you guys. This is definitely the most delicious sight my eyes have ever seen. It is about nominally 2 inches thick. It weighs about a pound. It is smothered in just delicious icing. Is this like a eat with my hands type of thing?
It looks like you're doing that.
That's a big boy bite right there. It is just a gooey, doughy, cinnamony delight. It almost tastes like just a giant wad of Christmas.
You couldn't have said that better.
That doesn't make it sound appetizing.
We were actually just about 10 minutes outside of Estes Park in the town of Glen Haven, and we came to the Glen Haven General Store, which is basically the only establishment other than an inn and a really decrepit looking post office. And they are obviously known for their huge cinnamon rolls. Can confirm, worth making the drive for. They're so good, but if you want 6 or more, you actually have to call ahead and order them.
Really?
That's how popular they are.
They also have some delicious chili that came highly recommended, so we're not just gonna eat this and
No.
die of like sugar rush.
They do a combo. They do a cinnamon roll and chili combo, which
Okay.
I think is the perfect way to start a day.
Chili cheers.
Chili.
As expected, there are hiking trails all around Estes Park and just throughout the area. Conveniently, we decided to start hiking right when the blizzard came through.
Y'all, it was sunny on our drive here, and then we changed and walked outside. It's a winter wonderland.
Yeah, and look, it's already starting to accumulate and everything. Jeez.
Well, I'm really hoping it's gonna pass through in time for us to get to the top so that we get some views, because at the top there should be epic mountain views all around us.
You look really cute with all the snow on you though.
Thanks, it's really fun, y'all. I just can't get over it. We were just in almost 100-degree weather down in Texas, and now it's snowing in Colorado. It's cool, it's wild.
What do you see something you like down there?
Oh yeah.
You know, my eyes are up here.
Yeah, but I'm much more interested in what you got going on downtown.
Oh yeah? This delicious looking pair of boots that I'm wearing are from Tecovas. And as you probably guessed, they are sponsoring today's video. So I wanted to give them a huge shout out for keeping my feet warm and keeping me looking real good. Tecovas is all about quality, and you feel it the minute that you put their boots on. Each pair is handmade and the leather is already broken in, so they're comfortable the minute that you wear them. And if you get a chance to visit one of their stores in person, definitely do it. We recently visited the Tecovas store in Austin, and it was quite the experience. You walk in and you're just hit with this amazing smell of leather. They have a bar up there, so they immediately serve you a beer or whiskey or whatever you desire. They even have an area where they'll do custom branding on your boots. But can I decide what to get? That's the question. They have some really awesome fancy boots, but they also have some simpler designs that you can just throw on and wear, whether you're just, walking around town, or in our case, hiking a mountain in Colorado. You can click the link in the video description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen to get your new favorite pair of boots today.
We did it!
We did it.
We
Holy
conquered
cow.
it!
That was pretty strenuous.
That last little push, woo Lord!
Yeah, so we came from all the way down there.
Oh yeah, down at
Yeah.
almost that lake, holy
Wow.
moly!
And of course there's a dusting of snow across the landscape. We saw like a woodpecker off in the trees. We saw a little snow bunny.
Oh my god, so cute. Woo!
Well, this is the other side. It actually is pretty cool looking.
It is nice. Oh, so this is what it's like to be stuck in a snow globe. Snuck in a snow globe.
It's hard to talk because our faces are frozen.
My nose is so cold.
Of course, you can see the foreground with the forest and the snow, and then off in the distance is a little town. All these little houses in the hills. There's a lake over there, mountains. It's amazing. Y'all, is this tree ominous or what? It's all twisted up. It's black because I don't know if there was a fire that came through here at some point or what. And then there's twisted up ones like this. How crazy is that?
This guy has to have like wisdom deep in there, right?
Oh yeah. This reminds me of those bristlecone trees that we saw in California. Those are actually like the oldest trees in the world or something, I think.
Yeah, they were all twisty turvy.
Yeah,
Man.
this is very similar though.
Yeah,
creepy.
This is straight out of a children's book.
Well, Estes Park has officially turned into a freaking snow globe. Overnight, we got about 2 to 3 inches of snow, and it just put a nice blanket of white over the landscape. And you guys thought it was magical yesterday. I mean, look at it now. It literally looks like a snow globe.
The winter wonderland.
Yeah, it is just so beautiful. We actually ended up just staying at an RV park in town, and when we woke up, there were turkeys roaming all around the place, like 20 of them. And then we saw a bunch of deer that didn't care about humans one single bit. I literally got like 3 feet away from them.
We even saw some ducks this morning. It's been animals and snow galore.
Yeah, rabbits, woodpeckers, elk. We just need to see that freaking moose.
That
Dang it.
elusive moose.
Elusive. But there is a restaurant just behind Allison here that has a certain dish that I have always wanted to try, and I'm going to try it right now. But the question is, do you have the balls to try this food?
All right, I see what you did there.
Did I give it away? Let's go. This is the dish we were after. These delicious looking little morsels are called Rocky Mountain Oysters. But this dish goes by many other names, such as Cowboy Caviar, Montana Tendergroins, Dusted Nuts, Swinging Beef.
All right, which one's your favorite?
I'd probably have to go with swinging beef.
That was pretty hard to
That
beat.
one's pretty good. All right, have you figured out what these are yet? They're bull testicles. That's what these are. Bull or bison, actually. So yeah, these start off under a bull, and then they end up disconnecting them and flattening them, putting some flour on there, and then deep frying them, and they turn into these. This is a dish I heard about probably 10, 15 years ago and always wondered, could it be good?
Is it gonna just taste like a steak finger or something?
I mean, it looks really delicious. If you just don't think about what it actually is, I think that's the key. Got a little sauce here. Yeah. All right. Rocky Mountain oyster down the hatch.
Oh. Did the whole ball all at once, eh?
Well, there's a mouthful. It doesn't have a super distinct flavor. If you look in there, there's really not all that much meat. They really flatten it out. It's a testicle, so I guess maybe when you flatten it out, it just gets really thin, because there's nothing actually in there. I thought it would be like a ball, and it'd be like having a marble in my mouth.
I thought it was gonna be a bit like eating an egg or something, like a Scotch egg.
Yeah. In some cultures, they do refer to testicles as eggs, so that would be appropriate. It's just got like a subtle beefiness to it, and then, it's like golden fried and crunchy and pretty delicious. I think the key is get a lot of sauce on there. Oh yeah. I'm trying not to think about what it actually is though, because it kind of grosses me out. It's got a really strange texture when you rip it apart. It's a testicle-like texture.
It's kind of almost creamy.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry we did this to you. A bull's balls for the lady.
Oh my gosh. Should I try it without the sauce first?
Go for it.
All right, I'm bare balling it. So it kind of reminds me of like a kind of bland Salisbury steak or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Like the meat you used to get in the lunchroom in grade school or something like that. I really want to see what the meat looks like in here. So it's really light, looks very fatty, and a little meaty.
Testicle cheers.
Can't get any weirder than this, y'all.
This is why I wanted to try them, just to make all these jokes. I mean, it's just too easy.
Oh, right. To try our Rocky Mountain oysters, we came to the Wapiti Pub, which is actually in a super sweet location. It's just a little bit away from the downtown, and it sits on this lovely flowing creek. There's a fire going inside. The bar has maybe the wildest array of liquor that I have seen in a pub in quite some time.
You name it, they've got it.
They've got it all. They've got delicious local beers on tap.
Oh yeah, I got a pumpkin beer, and it is the best pumpkin beer I've ever had in my life. It's so good.
Delicious.
We walked out of the bar and were greeted by a bunch of giant elk with crazy huge antlers. This one just like playing in the snow over here, knocking all the snow off of the branches, taking little nibbles of whatever's growing out there.
They could not be less bothered by us
Yeah,
humans.
they don't care at all. You're supposed to kind of keep your distance, and some of these people are getting a little close. They're scary. I mean, those antlers are so sharp, man. If they got spooked, they could really mess you up.
Yeah.
Man, this is a crazy town. You just step out onto your doorstep and you see a bunch of crazy animals. Awesome. Next up, we came to what is probably the most iconic building in all of Estes Park. It is the Stanley Hotel. First off, location is just absolutely stunning. It sits perched on this hill. You see it right when you come into town. It is surrounded 360 by like mountain views. Does this hotel remind you of anything in particular? Well, it is very famous because it was the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining. That's creepy.
It's getting more and more ominous.
There is an actual hedge maze here. I feel like something's gonna come out of it and get me.
Just Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, here's Johnny. That's my best Jack Nicholson. That's all I got.
Subpar,
That's pretty bad. Yes, a long time ago, Stephen King and his wife were actually staying in this hotel, and I think they were like the only guests there, and he just went roaming around the hotel and just found it really creepy and eerie, and that's where he got the inspiration to write The Shining. But there's more. The Stanley Hotel is actually considered one of the most haunted hotels in the entire world, I think.
What's that? Oh God, what's that?
That kind of scared me. There's actually tons of ghost stories originating from this hotel. There are certain rooms that are particularly more haunted than the others. There's one room in particular where they said that you'll feel someone sitting on the bed, and when you wake up, you'll just see the indentation of their butt. But no one's there. Spooky. Should we go inside?
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go meet some ghosts. obviously we will not be staying here at the Stanley, sadly, because, well, not sadly, we have our Earth Roomer to stay in.
That's even more luxurious than this,
That
technically.
is, and hopefully a lot less haunted. But we have come to the Cascades Whiskey Bar at the Stanley Hotel. I thought that the Wapiti Bar had a lot of liquor. Well, this takes the cake, y'all. Look at all this. This is all whiskey. Pages and pages and pages of whiskey. And of course, as you would hope, they are embracing The Shining. They have a red rum punch on here. It sounded a little too exotic and tropical for the winter time, but
It's fun.
yeah.
Another really interesting fact about the hotel, there's actually a system of underground caves beneath our feet. Would you guess that that is because back in the day the staff would use those caves to traverse the hotel because I guess it was considered unprofessional for the guests to see the staff. How crazy is that?
You guys, they have a whiskey flight that is $550.
They
That
say-
better change your life.
Yeah, you only live once, my friend.
Yeah.
So, I'll take 2.
We were on our way out of the Stanley Hotel and some guy walked by and he said, "Hey, I'll race you to the top." And I was like, "What?" And then he kind of walked away and then we realized that Dumb and Dumber was filmed here. You know, this is the hotel in Aspen. They just called it a different hotel and these are the stairs that he races her up when they're like pushing each other racing to the top.
Race you to the top.
Do you feel dumb or dumber for not knowing that?
I feel the dumbest because I didn't know that. But that's pretty cool and I'm gonna go watch Dumb and Dumber. Y'all, we are back in the Earth Roamer. We've just been sipping on some whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
We're jamming out to this new band we found. They're called Moxie the Band. And it is basically our favorite stuff ever.
I don't think they play stuff anymore. If you know of them, or if you find them, tell them to play shows.
Play shows, make more music.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Should probably turn that off because we'll probably still get a copyright strike. I don't know if we showed this yet, but there's a TV in here that has this huge articulating arm that goes from there all the way over to here. So we're gonna watch ourselves that new Substance movie.
With a 1 demi more. We also made some delicious pasta with shrimp in there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
Y'all, we're loving the Earth Roamer. We
Yeah.
really like this thing.
So I know that we said it's not worth the $850,000, but it is worth some amount of money, y'all.
Yes, that remains to be seen, but we really like
Maybe like
it.
100, 150K. Best RV we've ever traveled in.
Somehow we've just been able to keep it fairly clean, you know? I think it just has like so much storage. It's all in the perfect spot, like that drawer system over there. I don't know, something about it. It's just the feng shui of it. It's got everything you need.
good.
Everything you think of, it's got you covered.
I'm going to be so sad when this trip is over.
Yeah, we're back to Clementine. I love Clementine, but we cannot keep her clean to save our lives. Okay, I'm gonna put this away. We're gonna eat that. We're gonna watch this, and that's gonna be our night.
And
Okay.
good night.
That. We're not doing that. Well, let me put the music on first
A
before you
little
do all
bit?
that.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Well, y'all, we got some guests today. It's a herd of turkeys. Do you ever wonder why the turkey crossed the road?
Why?
I don't know. That's what I was asking you.
Oh.
Why did the 20 turkeys cross the road?
Well, we'll figure that out once we sort the chickens.
Well, you guys, we came, we saw, we conquered, we ate bull testicles.
We did everything you could possibly do.
No, but seriously, we have just completely fallen in love with ESTES Park and just this part of Colorado in general. You guys have seen there's just beauty at every turn. We had a little bit of snow, but it wasn't enough where the roads were icy or anything, so it was our kind of winter. And of course, we saw tons of wildlife just in the city itself and when we did that hike, so we're feeling pretty good about it. We may have not seen the moose, but apparently it's pretty rare, so we didn't really have our hopes up for that.
Yeah, and I think obviously if you go into the national park here, you're gonna see so much more, so many more mountains, probably a lot more wildlife, maybe those moose, maybe even a bear.
And if you're wondering why we didn't go into the park, technically we would need a permit in order to post anything online from inside the park. We always get the permit in ahead of time actually, so that we don't get in any trouble. And that's why we didn't go into Rocky Mountain National Park.
We didn't want to pay and take the time to apply, so.
Dude, these permits, I know we never talk about it, but it's crazy expensive. They charge you hundreds of dollars. You have to get $1 million worth of insurance. and it ends up costing like over $1,000 just to film one video or 2 videos in the park. So that's why we sometimes have to skip the national parks, or we just go in and enjoy it for ourselves. But most importantly, we had a blast just living in this Earth Roamer, driving around in it. It can go anywhere. It is so comfortable. Every single person who walks by it is like, wow, ooh, ah, look at that. Even little kids are like, wow, Daddy, what's that? If it wasn't for the price tag, we're sold on the Earth Roamer, you guys. It's been the most amazing RV experience we've ever had. And you guys know we have taken out a lot of RVs, some really crappy and some actually pretty nice, but this one takes the cake. This one wins in every category.
So if any of you guys out there have one of these and want to let us borrow it from time to time, we'll happily do that.
But our time with the Earth Roamer is slowly coming to a close. We have like another day with it, so we'll see what we get into, but we're trying not to think about it too much because we're going to be sad.
Yeah. Goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.